Welcome to Colonize the Ocean Podcast, where we discuss oceanic colonization, exploration, and education with your hosts Adam Jewell and Brendan Traxler.
Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Thank you for being here. So, as you can see, I'm flying solo tonight, and that's quite all right. Let me get our fancy little logo up here for everybody to see. I've got several things we want to go over tonight, and it's fine that Adam's not here, or Babe, or anybody, because I will convey with you my thoughts and what we're focusing on this next year. So as you can see from the title, we've got several things we want to go over. But before we get into that, I hope that you all had a great New Year's, great Christmas. It seems like forever since we've been with you guys. And I've missed you. So let me know how you guys are doing. But I'm not going to waste any time since we don't have Adam here to bicker back and forth with. We'll just get right to it. And lay what's been on my mind and what's our focus, which we've if you guys have been following us, I'm sure you already know what we're going to talk about. But the reason why we're having tonight's thing is I want to just make everybody clear what we're looking at. We're trying to streamline our focus a little bit more this coming year, bring more value to the viewers and to anybody that follows any of our social media. A more professional, outwardly appearance in everything we do, and so with that type of stuff, it brought us to what we're going to be talking about. So, first off, let's talk about schedule and what that all means. So, one thing I'm going to do, let me do that. So I'm going to show you. So we worked on getting the first 6 months of live streams scheduled out in one way or another. There's a lot of if, ands, or buts in there. As I've left a lot of flexibility in what we're doing. But that being said, actually, no, I'm not going to do that right now. We're going to post it so everybody can know what's expected. It's going to go every other Tuesday like we've been doing, but then every other of those Tuesdays will be a hard scheduled one. Otherwise, it's going to be a filler one between those where it's really up to you guys what you want to talk about and see. We'll kind of give a general brief overview of what that all looks like. But I'll bring that up here before too long. Something else we're going to we've worked on is scheduling out our social media posts a little bit more. I'm going to dive into that later on about what the changes in our social media. But one thing I want to do is have a lot of that scheduled out. That's going to give us time to focus on other things and not so much focusing on the social media. At the same time, it gets everything out there we want to say. And with the live streams, the Patreon live streams as well are going to be scheduled out a little bit better. I did a horrible job, especially towards the end there, about the Patreon live streams. And so that's going to get changed because everything's going to be hard scheduled out with dates, times, and events. So we won't be missing those. So that's a really quick, easy thing. That's really not much. Is that focus, however, there's a whole lot more going on with the focus for 2023. The one thing that we've talked about is having a clear message about who ASC is and what we do. That's something that we think has been muddied, and I'll address that once again a little bit more in the change aspect of where that comes into play. But that's one thing we were going to focus on by creating independent videos on that, really fine tuning the wording on that, stuff along those lines. The focus of everything we do is underwater habitats, building underwater habitats, loving and networking with people who want underwater habitats or have dealt with them, So that's kind of where we're at. Also, our focus is also networking. I just a few weeks ago I had a Zoom call with Michael Lombardi. Um, that was really good. Is interesting. You know, Dennis Chamberlain. He's got an event coming up where he's getting people together and making a video. I've talked to him about that. All about living underwater. Martin Henke from Turkey. Him and I were just talking again this morning. That's a relationship constantly trying to build, and we're looking for other people out there, professional minded, to network with, to make our brand better, as well as to slowly become the professional in underwater habitats. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat people like Lombardi or Chamberlain and stuff along those lines, but we are a new breed per se, and we want to become that name when people are talking about underwater habitats. We don't want Cousteau to be the first name that comes to. We want to be ASC, and Brendan Traxler or whomever is the person we talk to. So we're really focused on driving that, and the way we're doing that is through some changes, and those changes are social media. So in the past, our social media, first off, I'm taking over the social media. That's not where Adam has focused on other things, so he will still be contributing. But for the most part, all the social media you see going out comes from me. I've spent a lot of time building a whole social media platform for us for this year. Most of the year is already scheduled out in one way or another, but you're going to see a lot less social media. And the reason for that is we want to be more focused. We want the social media to be focused on ASC or anything underwater habitat, underwater living related. No more are we going to have articles out there about what octopuses are doing, octopi are doing, or this technology and that. It's great, but we don't want to become known as a news channel or a source for just ocean-based news. So we're going to be pulling back on that. Less is more. There'll be quotes. There'll be posts for holidays. There'll be videos. There'll be ASC branded stuff. And that's kind of what we're looking at, is a more strict view on how we handle social media moving forward. And if it doesn't work out, we can always change it. But I think we haven't seen growth from social media just by posting what we've been posting. So let's post what we really need to be posting. And that's who ASC is, what we're doing, and focusing around that brand. The other thing is a slight rebranding. We're trying to drop the name Atlantic Sea Colony and move more to ASC. The reasons for this is back when in high school in the 90s when I came up with this whole idea, it was smart. It was a smart name, Atlantic Sea Colony. It really sounded cool. And at the time, the whole premise was I wanted to build a underwater colony per se, and I was fascinated with Atlantis, and so why not combine the two, and that's how it all came around. However, as I've gotten older and the business model has become more fine-tuned, I guess you could say, it doesn't really resemble what we're trying to achieve now. The whole rebranding everything is going to be a pain, and I'm not sure how far I'll go with it. But for right now, we're going to try to drop the Atlantic Sea Colony in most of our stuff as much as possible and just refer to ourselves as ASC. Also, it's become confusing. I've talked to some people and they're not sure who we are based on the name because the colony throws people off. So once again, it all goes back to my initial point where we're trying to be more clear, more concise on what we're doing and who we are. And so by dropping that and lessening what we say so that what we say is more impactful, that's one of the things. The other change we're going to work on a little bit, I'm horrible at this, is in our live streams about trying to hold conversations and stuff towards the end of each little segment. The reason for this, I have an opportunity right now to divert, I'm not going to, but it allows better flow of the whole live stream and stuff on those. Also, one thing I want to do is we're live on Instagram right now. That's something new. So we're live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and now I'm trying for the first time to go live on Instagram. And the nice thing is I'm recording the Instagram feed so we can edit that later for social media content. So we can chop that up into different pieces. And when we have people commenting in, when we're answering that in the middle of a flow, it makes it more difficult to edit that out. Also, if we have a guest speaker on here or stuff, and we're chiming in there, and we're jumping between what people are saying over here and what's going on over here, it kind of breaks up the train of thought and stuff. So I'm personally gonna work on this. I know it's gonna be very hard because I like to involve everybody out there as much as possible. But if we have a thought about what we're talking about, and we'll allow breaks in, like a break between right now, between the focus, between the schedule, things to change, all that kind of stuff. So really, because Adam's not here, and because I like to rush through things really fast and not really beat around the bush, I guess. That is pretty much the extent of what was looking forward in 2023, especially for the first half of the year. The first half of the year we've got figured out, and that leads up to summer, and then we'll go from there. I know Adam would have a whole lot more to add in there, and he can hop in here the next time we're on here, and he can fill us in on anything we've got talking about. But Glenn, ASC, yes, that is correct. I even tried to buy the domain name ASC. When I first got Atlanta Sea Colony years ago, I tried to buy the domain name ASC, and it was just like, nope, doesn't exist. But let me do this. Nope, I can't do that. One of the problems of going live on Instagram is I don't have functionality to a lot of different things because it takes up my whole entire screen to do all of it. So I'm gonna have to think further ahead in the future on what stuff I'm going to do. Also in our Discord, I've been talking to a guy in there, and he's been giving some pointers on our live streams as well. So hopefully he's watching this right in Discord, because we're also live in Discord as well. I forgot about that. So we're Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Discord, and Instagram. So we're trying to get out there. We're trying to get it covered. If you haven't joined our Discord community, there's been tons of conversation in there. A lot of it more seasteading related, but still there's some technology based stuff in there that they've been talking about. I really don't chime in as much. I just let them do their thing. But when it interests me, I try to put my 2 cents in there. And speaking about stuff, Babe is going to be on here a couple times at least in the next 6 months doing some stuff. We're going to be talking Sea Lab and something else maybe. So yeah, that'll be fun. Like I said, I'm okay doing a short one tonight. If nobody else has anything they'd really like to dive into or talk about, I say this is one of those things where I definitely need somebody else with me, because if it's left up to my own thing, Oh yeah, Babe's also going to be talking about ROVs and how they integrate in with underwater habitats. So we'll see about that. Anyway, that's enough of that. Guys, there's just a few of us in here tonight. I just want to really get that out there. I wanted to make the point what we're focused on. I wanted to, so I can be held accountable to the things that I say and the things that I do. So, with that being said, again, join our Discord. That's honestly one of our most active areas right now. More active than I thought it was going to be, honestly. So if you're not in there, I definitely tell you to hop in there or check out our website. All of our links are in there to everything that's going on. We're going to have a new outro here before too long that's going to be updated for these videos as well. So that'll be fun. Make it look a little better. Actually, we do every once in a while. If you want to throw us, it's the beginning of the year. We're trying to figure out different ways of raising support for the thing. But if you want to throw us some few bucks, our PayPal is always open. You can definitely shoot that there. If you want to get into a regular thing, we've always got. That's not it. Our Patreon, which we've got several members of there that are been loyal partners with us. What else we got going on? Yeah, Patreon, or merch, which I'm still trying to figure out our new merch store because for some reason I'm the only one that can purchase anything off of it. And so fighting through that, but I'll get it. And I've added some new designs in there too, babe, if you want to go check those out. Yeah. But anyway, to our patrons, I want to thank you because Edward and Brian, Matthew, Martin, and Babe. I left Adam Jewell on there, even though he is a honorary patron for now. So you guys are awesome. You allow us to do this. You allow us to be able to do so many different things we've been doing. The videos, the artwork, all that kind of stuff. And still trying to just build up some money in there. So when we're ready to start moving on this thing, we'll have some funds in there. Adam has charged me with finding a piece of land here very soon so that we can at least get something on that land and get something going regardless. Something else I don't know if we've talked about or not, but we have freelanced out an marine engineer, and he's been working with us to look at what designs we have and to see what issues there may arise. So far, everything I think is going to work has worked out well. So far, so good. Yeah. With that being said, guys, I don't know what else to say. I don't have anything else to say. I don't want to waste your time. We've been here almost a half hour already. So it's one of those things where I'm just going to let's go. Enjoy your night. Come back when you got more time. But I'll be throwing out, I'll throw it out tomorrow probably, the live stream schedule. And so you guys can see that. And on that note, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. So thank you again. Looking for an awesome new year, awesome 2023. Hope that you are too. We will see you soon. I'll be talking to you soon as well. Have a great night and a great rest of your week. Take care.